Next up on the IMSA calendar is the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, as the North American organization returns for its yearly trip to the West Coast. And it's finally time for me to break down each of the 27 cars competing in the sprint race near the beach in sunny California. Just like last year, only 2 categories of the WeatherTech Sports Car Series are coming to Long Beach, and those are the classes of GTP and GTD, which means that we have a few additional entries in the GT category, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Meanwhile, the cars competing in GTD Pro will return for the next event at Laguna Seca, while LMP2 cars won't return till IMSA gets back to the East Coast at Watkins Glen. Starting off with the entry list for GTP, and for this year, 11 cars will be on the grid, which is 1 more entry compared to last year. First on this list are the winners of the previous 2025 races, Porsche Penske Motorsport, and for Long Beach, the number 6 and number 7 cars will be returning. The number 6 Porsche, which won this event in 2023, will be piloted by Mathieu Jaminet and Matt Campbell, while the number 7 has drivers Felipe Nasr and Nick Tandy in the car. Next are the number 10 and number 40 Cadillacs from Wayne Taylor Racing, with the number 10 set to be driven by full-season racers Ricky Taylor and Felipe Albuquerque, while the second V-Series R will be driven by Jordan Taylor and Louis Delatraz. Making their second appearance in GTP will be the British manufacturer Aston Martin, as the number 23 Valkyrie hypercar returns to the grid from the Heart of Racing team, with Ross Gunn and Roman DeAngelis set to pilot the new LMH. Next on this list in GTP are those 2 beautiful M-Hybrid V8s from BMW M Team RLL, with the number 24 BMW set to be driven by Dries Vanthoor and Philipp Ing, while the number 25 has full-season racers Marco Wittmann and Sheldon van der Linde in the car. The most successful team on this list in GTP, Action Express Racing, which was runner-up last time out in Long Beach, will be back on the grid with the number 31 Whelen Cadillac, with full-season racers Jack Aiken and Earl Bamber driving the red V-Series R. Considering Acura has a headquarters in Torrance, which is near Long Beach, this is technically a home race for them, and they'll be hoping to achieve their first ever win in IMSA here in 2025. Meyershank Racing and Honda Racing Corporation bring both the number 60 and number 93 ARX06 entries to this event, with Tom Blomqvist and Colin Braun driving the 60, while Nick Yaloli is joined by last year's winner here, Renger van de Zande, in the number 93. Finally in GTP, there is the customer Porsche 963, which is the number 85 JDC Miller Motorsports entry. For the second appearance of this bright yellow German LMDH at Long Beach, the car will be driven by former F1 driver Jean-Marie Bruni, and he'll be joined by Thymen van der Helm. One quick mention on the Grand Touring Prototype category, and because this is a sprint event and not an endurance race, the GTP grid will not see the number 5 Mustang sampling Porsche from Proton Competition, nor the number 63 Lamborghini SC63, as both entries only compete in the 5 Michelin Endurance Cup rounds of the WeatherTech series. Moving on to GT Daytona, which sees a total of 16 cars on the grid, which is 1 less from last year, with this entry list for the category featuring 9 car manufacturers on the grid. First up are 2 Vasser Sullivan Racing entries, which are the number 12 Lexus, shown on the Part 1 slide, and the number 89 Lexus RCF GT3, shown on the second slide. Last year, the number 89 Lexus took the win, and this was a one-off entry because GTD Pro wasn't at Long Beach, and the tradition has been kept for 2025. The number 12 Lexus from the team will be driven by full-season racers Jack Hawksworth and Parker Thompson, while the number 89 car will be piloted by Frankie Montecavo and Aaron Telitz. Then there's the first of the Corvettes, as the number 13 AWA Z06 returns to the grid, with Matt Bell and Aray Fadani driving the car. Meanwhile, Triarsi Competizioni will make their first appearance at Long Beach in IMSA, with the 021 JG Wentworth Ferrari 296 on the grid, with the car set to be driven by Stephen McAleer and Sheena Monk. Alongside their duties in GTP, the Heart of Racing team will return to GTD with the number 27 Aston Martin Vantage, with Hypercar Valkyrie driver Tom Gamble joined by Casper Stevenson for this round in Southern California. The number 32 Mercedes from Korthoff Competition Motors is also back on the grid, with Kenton Kush and Seth Lucas returning to pilot the AMG GT3. Meanwhile, the next Ferrari in the field is from Conquest Racing, with the number 34 car having Manny Franco and Daniel Serra on the grid in this car. For this race, a lot of attention is around DXDT Racing, not just because the number 36 Corvette is making its first appearance at Long Beach, but because of the two drivers in the car. Canadian racer Robert Wickens is making his official debut in the WeatherTech series this weekend, and with Bosch's electric braking and throttle control system fitted to the Corvette so he'll be able to compete, a lot of racing fans, including myself, are very excited to see him race the Z06. In addition to Wickens, DXDT Racing has a completely new lineup for IMSA, with Corvette expert Tommy Milner, who has also driven for the team in the past, behind the wheel of this car this weekend. Next is the number 45 Lamborghini from Wayne Taylor Racing, which is the first of two Hurricanes on the grid. At Long Beach, the 45 car will be driven by Danny Formel and Trent Hinman. Defending winners at Sebring Windward Racing will also be returning with their number 57 Mercedes, which will be driven by Russell Ward and Philip Ellis. Moving on, and for this year, the Ford Mustang GT3 will make its first appearance at Long Beach within IMSA competition, with the number 66 Mustang from Gradient Racing on the grid. But the entry will have a completely different driver lineup, with the American racers Jensen Eltzman and Robert McGuinness in the Ford this time round. Then there is the final Ferrari 296 GT3 on the grid, as Inception Racing bring the number 70 car, with Brendan Arieb and Frederick Schandorf in the car for this event. Meanwhile, Forte Racing are back in GTD at this track with the number 78 Lamborghini, with Mario Farnbacher and Misha Goikhberg piloting the Huracan. Turner Motorsport are back on the grid at Long Beach with the number 96 BMW, with drivers Robbie Foley and Patrick Gallagher driving the car, while the number 120 Wright Motorsports Porsche is also back to try and get redemption to what happened to them last year, with Adam Adelson and Elliott Skier driving the 911 GT3 this time round. Finally, the last entry in GTD is a very exciting one, because even though the GTD Pro category isn't here, Rexy will still be racing at Long Beach. AO Racing have decided to enter in their famous Porsche into the GTD class for this event exclusively, and this therefore means that Rexy will be on the grid with the number 177, and the car will be driven by ELMS champion for the team Johnny Edgar, and he'll be joined by the overall winners of the last two IMSA events, Lawrence Vantor, as the Belgian racer makes his return to GT competition in IMSA for the first time since the 2023 Sebring 12 Hour, when he won the GTD Pro class in the Pfaff Motorsports Porsche, alongside co-drivers Patrick Pile and Klaus Bachler. So that completes the breakdown of the 2025 entry list for the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Are you excited for the upcoming IMSA sprint round? Well, make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. For those interested in endurance racing, I suggest subscribing if you haven't already, because I provide consistent updates on everything WEC, IMSA, and Intercontinental GT. For more videos to watch, check out the options displayed on screen. But for now, that's it from me. Thanks for watching.